biggest concern that innocent folks die when those guns reach those hands.
The ATF says straw purchases, private transactions, and theft are 3 key ways guns can flow from legal to illegal dealing, especially when you're buying more than one. So what happens when officials need to take a second look at a gun purchase? Lindsay Nichols with the Gifford's Law Center says that sometimes the trail goes cold because many gun laws are written broadly.
They have some pretty broad language in the law prohibiting centralizing or consolidating gun sale records. And that vague language has been interpreted pretty broadly to ATF to make them very hesitant to keep gun sale records, even in circumstances where those gun sale records could really help them solve crimes and catch criminals.
That language looks like this. The Gun Control Act of 1968 requires federal firearm licensees, or FFLs, to send a report to the ATF and local police departments when there is a sale of multiple firearms to the same buyer within a certain time period. Why is that important?
Assault rifles are often purchased in these multiple sales, and they are often trafficked. And that is a very dangerous loophole.
Multiple gun purchases have shown up in mass shootings like the Orlando nightclub in 2016, where 49 people died. The Wall Street Journal says Omar Mateen's multiple gun purchase brought new light to this issue. The Wall Street Journal says the Federal Bureau of Investigation considered creating a federal alert system even before that shooting to tip off agents to multiple gun purchases, but gave up on the idea over legal concerns. Instead, that information is collected and then destroyed. Here's how it works. Anytime a person buys 2 or more guns, within 5 days, they need to fill out this form.
Every agent gets a copy or has access to the National Tracing Center for tracing firearms. And in that, those multiple sale records come through every day.
But French says, by law, that information isn't for keeps.
If multiple sales are reported to the chief at Chattanooga, the chief is not allowed to disclose that information, and they have to destroy it within 20 days.
Gene Hargis with the Marion County Sheriff's Office says he understands some of these tracking laws would make law-abiding gun owners uncomfortable.
I don't want anybody to think if they go over to buy a .30-06 to go deer hunting with that I'm tracking them and watching them and making sure they're going deer hunting. That's not what we're here for. A lot of folks in rural counties own multiple firearms.
But before it's destroyed, there are some situations that raise red flags. The ATF says when investigating firearm purchases, they look for trends. For example, if an individual buys 10 different types of guns, the ATF says that wouldn't necessarily trigger suspicion. But if they buy 10 of the same gun, that could be a red flag.
So somebody who buys 10 of the same guns is either selling them to a group or selling them to somebody who shouldn't have the gun, or just selling them outright.
But not always. Bob Drews is the manager at Shooter Supply in Hickson. He owns more than 20 different types of guns, ranging from pistols, Glocks, and rifles. What do guns mean to you?
Freedom. I don't want bad guys to get a hold of guns, so it's nice that someone's checking. But on the other side of the coin, I don't want a government agency that overreaches their constitutional powers.
Just open fire on everybody in the break room, and it is by the grace of God that a bullet missed me.
It don't feel fair. I mean, it don't even feel right. Nobody deserved this.
Right now at 5 o'clock, another Virginia community in shock after yet another mass shooting, this time at a Walmart in Chesapeake. A memorial is growing outside that store for the 6 people that were gunned down.
And we're learning more about the accused gunman, a manager at that store. Police say he opened fire in a break room and then took his own life. 7 News has team coverage with the latest updates and reaction tonight. We begin with Tom Rousey, who is live for us in Chesapeake. Tom?
And Allison and Jonathan, you mentioned that growing memorial. It's right behind me here, and even just moments ago, we saw more folks from the Chesapeake community here bringing flowers by. Now, meanwhile, behind those flowers, the entire parking lot outside the Walmart remains a crime scene. You have fire trucks, you have police, you have FBI, and the police are saying this will likely remain a crime scene for days as they investigate everything that happened inside that store last night. Here is video from last night. It was right around 10:12 p.m., according to Chesapeake police, that this shooting happened. That's when they got the first call. They say 31-year-old Andre Bing opened fire inside the store. Walmart says Bing had worked at the store for 12 years, and coworkers say he was a manager known for at times getting in conflict with folks. That said, they never expected anything like what he allegedly did last night. Police say he used a handgun to kill 6 people. He injured 6 others who had to go to the hospital, one of whom is in critical condition at last check. Police believe Bing also killed himself. A witness says the shooting began in a break room where employees were having a meeting. Today, I spoke with one woman who was in the store trying to check out at the time this happened. Her 8-year-old daughter was with her, and she began hearing the gunshots.
And when he started firing, I kind of ducked down with my daughter. There was another lady beside me, so we kind of were hiding behind this little, one of those little shelves. And then I saw a lady trying to get her bags from the cart, and when I saw that there was no shooting towards her side, I took my daughter and ran out as the guy was still shooting.
We're so powerful as far as a force in the economy. They just really at $2 billion a day in losses.
A local engineer puts the impact of a potential strike into perspective. We took to Twitter to get our viewers' take on a possible rail strike. Almost 67% have voted that they do think a strike will happen. A strike is looming once again. On Monday, a 4th rail union rejected the Biden administration's tentative deal, but all 12 unions involved in the negotiations need to agree for ratification. Congress is expected to step in if a deal is not reached.
It causes all kinds of ripple effects through the economy, right? There's going to be shortages of food, industrial products, construction materials. Oftentimes that will drive the price of these things up.
According to the Tennessean, more than 25 freight railroads operate in Tennessee and in Chattanooga. Rails are used every day to transport basic necessities.
We're through being treated like dogs and treated like crap.
According to the Associated Press, a train strike could happen as early as December 9th. Sawyer says that could delay getting presents under trees in Chattanooga.
The holiday season is typically the busiest time on the rails from September to December.